TAQ Capital, technical analysis quickly.
This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Before taking any action based on the information provided on this channel, it is recommended that you seek the advice of a professional licensed financial advisor.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And if you're new here, you're going to see that we're about to do some stuff you've probably never seen before. Because I know I haven't. This is just stuff that I figured out on my own. Not to toot my own horn, but it works. I use it and it makes me money. So let's play around. This is Pirate on the daily. And you can see that when we came down here in this crash, we hit here. So that's 1. This is 2. We came down. This is 3. We went up. This is 4. And now we're doing, actually, nope, sorry. We missed here. That became 4. And now we're doing a swoop down, which is often the case when we're testing a steep drop like this. Purple wedges. That was awful drawing. My apologies. But we're going to go out here to the purple wedge and head up. Now the question is, where are we going? So we're going to look to different wedges to see exactly where that is. So we've got this green wedge. Once we bounced off the purple here, which was 1, we've got 2, and we came down here, we have 3, we have 4, and then we had a breakout. Okay, the breakout took place in this blue wedge. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're working our way up to break out. So when we come from here up towards the blue, we're going to pass the purple, closing out the purple wedge. We're going to come out of the blue and close out the blue wedge, and then we got to figure out where the heck are we going from here. And you can see that these are Fibonacci lines. Okay, so we've got one Fibonacci line here that we're going to have to break past to break out. So as that's going to happen, it's just a matter of when. We have to look to see what our next resistance lines are. We've got these 2 Fibonacci lines here, so it could be somewhere up there. And if it is, what does that equate to? From where we currently are, there'd be an 82% run. That's pretty incredible. It's also highly unlikely. If you've looked at any of the other videos on my channel, you'll see that Bitcoin is probably going to do a run up here over the next few days and peak out around 21.2, and then is going to come back down hard. When Bitcoin comes down hard, so is everything else. So it's quite possible that we're just going to complete the rule and have our breakout the end. It's also possible for a worst case scenario, but let me show you the best case scenario, I think, based on what Bitcoin is doing. So, well, that and, the S&P and, the regular stock market is just not doing well either. We're in for a hell of a tragic fourth quarter. So bracing yourself for that and looking at things from a worst case scenario is a great way to manage your risk. I don't mean to be negative. It just is what it is. I think come the beginning of next year, it's going to be bullish like crazy. So I'm not negative on the macro, just on the micro. So let's look at this. If we break out up here and we just kind of flop over and come down, what does that mean from a time frame standpoint? If the breakout took place September 9th, that would be in line with roughly what Bitcoin's doing. It might not be entirely. And if it isn't, and we fail to come up here and hit this purple line, and we miss, and we drop with Bitcoin, well then our third hit is no longer here. It'll be somewhere way down here. Now it can't be because this is in the negatives. You know what I mean? But it'll be way down here on the purple. So wait a minute. This is the 0. No, we cannot hit this purple line. So these wedges will hold true with the exception of the blue. The blue may do something like this. So if we fail to hit the purple, we will come down and we will hit down here. So then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we would have our breakout. So all it would be doing is moving our fourth hit from there to down here, which would still keep the purple one as, 1, 2, 3, and then we had our fourth hit and just a massive retracement before we come out and do our breakout. And that does happen too. And it's not really going to be organic to Pirate. It's going to be based off of Bitcoin and the global markets. And there's nothing, Pirate's not going to be able to outdo that. So this is your worst case scenario. So just know that. I mean, you could be getting, well, this is still too low. You could be getting Pirate on at a really good price. So that's the good news. But the bad news is it'll be coming down a lot. I think it's going to look more like this. So you'd be coming down here. Maybe this is what catches it. This is going to be around like, oh my God, 16 cents. So 1, 2, 3, 4, break out of purple, break out of blue, because the blue would continue over here. And then we'd be going up from there. And this, I think, would signal the end of the major pullbacks. Now, I think this might be a little too soon. So this could be, because that would only put us around November. So I think it could even be more like, no, we're too low. We're too low. We'd have to pull this up even more. And it would be something like this. So we'd be getting into like the 20 cent, maybe high teen if we wick down below that and then go back up. So the blue line may not come down a huge distance if Bitcoin tanks before this manages to break out. But if it does break out, we end both the purple and the blue wedge, then it's still going to be a flop, and it's still going to come down probably to this fib and then bounce back up. Because this isn't really going to be organic and it's going to be more of a reaction to the global markets and Bitcoin, looking at, zooming out a bit and looking at the Ichimoku cloud and the Bollinger Bands is not necessarily going to help us all that much, because it's not about what Pirate's doing, it's about what everything else is doing. So, but I'm still going to do it here really quickly. So right now we've got the Tenkin that's dipping down. We are on the other side of the Tenkin right now. This is on the daily. And until we get inside the Tenkin, we're not in the mouth, and so the mouth isn't going to start to close. So it's possible here that the Tenkin will dip down, the next candle will populate inside, then the next day it'll close, and it will start moving up as this starts to curve up behind it. And the Kijin, if it holds strong, it'll come up here, they'll probably meet, and then that's when you're looking at that tank back down. So that is on the better case scenario, if this is the fourth hit. If this is not the fourth hit, you're probably going to see the Tenkin continue to come down. You'll probably see the Kijin take a nosedive with it, and then you'll start to see this thing swoop as the Kijin hits the parachute, as I've referred to it, slowing everything down, and then it'll pull it back up in, and then you'll get your breakout. Or, sorry, I said it would be more down here. So you'll see these things nosedive together like falcons, is my point, and they'll come down, then air brakes, then swoop, and then pull the candles back up in, and then we're off to the races. So that's what I'd look for. That's it for me today. There's no point in dragging this out on Pirate. It's an excellent coin, an excellent project. You're not going to beat it on privacy. If you haven't done any research on it, I highly recommend that you do. But you've got it with privacy coins. Just keep in mind that if you get into something and the government gets involved and makes them illegal, cocaine's illegal and you can still get it. So the illegality doesn't mean that it's going to go away, but it might make life very difficult, and it may be something that the exchanges make it next to impossible to access and move and so on. So just keep that in mind. Do your own research. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but from a technical analysis standpoint, I think we're either going to have some short upside with a tanking or a very short upside with a tanking before we're going to be taking back off. The Fibonacci level to watch is right around here. So seriously, it's unbelievable to even say this, but you'd be looking at around the 20 cent mark from a coin that was over $16 at the peak. That is absolutely incredible. Sad, really. I mean, I know a lot of people lost their tails on this one by not getting out and putting it away, hodling, and not really paying attention to it, realizing they had over $1 million or $2 million or $3 million in there at one point, and now it's 20 grand. If you got in at 4 cents, that's still good, but painful, gut-wrenching. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Like, share, and subscribe if you want more updates like this. I've got other socials too down below, and Instagram is where I do more of my short daily updates. YouTube is more of a morning thing for me. So take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.